Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called Will You Reconcile with This Person? And this is a subscriber request reading. So thank you so much for that suggestion. And if you have suggestions of your own, you can drop them in the link below. Let's go through the piles. We have pile number 1, which is represented by the bananas. Pile number 2, represented by the watermelon. And pile number 3 represented by the eggplant. And you can go directly to the description box below to choose your pile. With that being said, we are going to go ahead and get into your lovely reading for today. So I am going to ring the bell. There'll be a little ringy ring here. Okay. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the bananas, and today's reading is called Will You Reconcile with This Person? Thank you so much, pile number 1, for being here. Do appreciate your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. If you'd like a personal reading with me, details for how to request one are below, along with if you'd like a natal chart reading with me, details for how to request one are below. Let's go ahead and jump into the reading, please, for pile number 1. Is there reconciliation? Will there be reconciliation with this person for pile number 1? Will there be reconciliation? Okay, I just got something about pandas. Maybe someone has a picture of a panda or a keychain with a panda on it. Also, the restaurant Panda Express, maybe somebody went there, but Spirit just gave me that. Okay, I also just got apple cider vinegar. For those of you, maybe there is something apple flavored or apple cider vinegar is what I just got, pile number 1, okay? Somebody who uses apple cider vinegar to put on everything, like scratches or bug bites or anything, pile number 1. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. Will you reconcile? Will pile number 1 reconcile with this person? Okay. Temperance. All right, on the bottom of the deck. Let's go ahead and look at your oracle cards first, pile number 1. Also, I'm getting the name Tiffany. Could be somebody's middle name, first name. Maybe you know someone with that name, but I just have to mention that. It's funny because I got Tiffany Amber Thiessen, who I was on Saved by the Bell a long time ago, who played Kelly Kapowski and had dark long hair. Maybe some of you look like her, or you were told you look like her, but let's go ahead and see your pile number 1. We have Building a Mystery by Sarah McLachlan is your song. It says, you come out at night, that's when the energy comes, and the dark side is light, and the vampires roam. Ooh la la. Pile number 1, mysterious. We have Suffering in Silence, 9 of Swords. We have 6 of Swords, Moving On. We have the root chakra, okay? Moving towards security, safety, a sense of feeling grounded, protected. We have peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy, okay? We have here Moon, Jupiter energy, self-forgiveness, positivity, emotional healing. We have Black Moon, Lilith, and Mystery. Wow, that is interesting, pile number 1, because this song, your guys' song, is Building a Mystery. And this card is Black Moon, Lilith, Mystery is what it says. So we have 2 references to mystery, and you come out at night, that's when the energy comes, and the dark side is light, and the vampires roam. Okay, and of course, we do not want like anything disturbing your mental peace, your mental health, your emotional health. You know, the Moon Jupiter is about feeling safe and secure, happy in your surroundings, feeling comfortable, feeling at ease, like being around somebody that makes you feel really peaceful and at ease. But what I don't like about this pile number 1 is it seems like normally you are a person who is, you know, at peace, or who is comfortable, or who really strives to like be really generous and open with your feelings and very peaceful in your energy, and like your soul is truly a being of peace, I feel, pile number one, underneath it all. And, you know, with this Nine of Swords here and this Black Moon Lilith, and this building a mystery, there could be, especially with this, when the dark side's light and the vampires roam, you know, that's giving a little bit of psychic vampire energy, or disturbing your peace, or like, you know, normally you're happy-go-lucky, or normally you're comfortable in your own skin, or normally you feel at peace with who you are. But lately it's been a bit of a struggle, and maybe you don't know why. Like, why am I feeling this way? You know, or maybe you and this person, you generally do get along, or you generally have had a decent, you know, a decent connection with each other. Nice, generous, loving, respectful, peaceful, you know, no reason to fear anything's going wrong. But here we have the Nine of Swords, which is suffering and silence. And it says, you know, moving on from suffering and silence, or moving on from feeling like crap, and getting back to your sense of feeling at peace and feeling comfortable and feeling safe in your surroundings, pile number one. And now look at the picture here on this card. If you can zoom in your camera or take a close look at this, pile number one, you can see two people embracing, holding each other, feeling really at peace with each other, feeling very comfortable with each other, you know, and I do feel like both of you have been suffering in silence. Both of you have been missing each other. Both of you have been, you know, feeling, you both, I get this sense with this Peace card and this Moon Jupiter card in this picture here, that there is a very, you know, when you two are together, or when you were together in the past, there was a very loving, peaceful, caring, emotionally bountiful energy between you two, okay? And I do feel like, you know, there's suffering, especially in the nighttime, especially when this person is alone and it's at night, this type of thing. Let's see what the card said. It says embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. Wow, pile number one. And yeah, through each other, you find the missing pieces. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is deep. That's deep right there, okay? And it's like, I don't know why I feel this way, but I do. And with Black Moon Lilith, like scared to lose this person, or scared to let go, or scared to move on, because there is this certain level of comfort and this certain level of peace that you bring one another, okay? And, you know, holding one another, touching, caring about each other, nurturing each other. I do feel like this person finds a missing piece of themselves through you, pile number one. But let's see what else. But pile number one, I'm always on guard for situations that like disturb the peace of the person that I'm reading for, you know what I mean? And causing suffering and moving on from that suffering, and you know how, but I see where you're coming from, because it's like, if we bring each other so much peace, then why do I have to move on alone without this person? And I don't understand. I feel like is kind of what you're saying, pile number one, okay? And I get that. I get where you're coming from with this. And this says temple. And again, there's another reference to peace on this particular card. So now we have two cards with the word peace on it, and two cards with the word mystery on it. So that's very interesting. It says, find peace within. Your body is a sacred temple. Yeah. And you know, that whole thing with the base chakra and the sexual connection And if you ever felt, you know, off after that, or if you ever felt like not right after that, but you really like this person or you feel a sense of peace with them, Spirit just reminding you that your body is a sacred temple, and, you know, maybe this person finds peace within you, but ultimately your body belongs to you, pile number one, and Spirit reminding you like that it's okay for you to find peace within, regardless of what happens in this situation. First and foremost, your body belongs to you. And, you know, protecting, there may be with the Moon Jupiter here, it's like wanting to protect someone or take care of someone or nurturing someone. But let's see what else we have here. Very interesting energy. I can say, like, there is a very deep bond here, and this person finds peace when they are with you, or finds peace particularly when they are sexually connected to you, pile number one. But I can't have you guys suffering in silence, you know, or being in pain or this type of thing. You know what I mean? I want you guys to feel good too, pile number one, okay? We have the Knight of Wands. I mean, the Nine of Cups, okay. We've got the Hangman. And we've got Justice, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think you guys are definitely hoping for a beautiful reconciliation and wanting it like now, like sooner rather than later. And there may be this energy of wanting to impulsively go to this person and kind of be like, this is how I feel, and this is what I'm feeling, and I'm burning for you, and I'm hot for you, and I want you, and I throw open my arms to you, and I want to feel like there's nothing holding me back, and I want to feel like nothing is, like I can fully open my arms to this connection and fully embrace this connection and not be worried about anything, okay, is what I feel where you guys are coming from. Like, you just want to be very, there's almost like a childlikeness to it, pile number one, where you just want to be open and free and share yourself and what you have with this person. And certainly they do turn you on and make you really happy, very excited, and to see them or to be around them. But here's what I'm going to say, pile number three, or why do I keep calling you guys different pile numbers? I'm sorry, pile number one. When I'm channeling, sometimes my mind goes. But here's one thing that I am seeing here is I do think reconciliation is possible here, but I think that, you know, getting right within yourself, or taking some time, or taking some distance, or making this person wait a little bit and not immediately kind of rush into something right away with this person and kind of impulsively throw your arms open wide to this person and, you know, embrace them like crazy and take them back in like nothing ever happened. I do think there needs to be some reflection here with this Hangman. And I do think that, you know, this person, you need some time for reflection. This person needs some time for reflection. And I think at the end of the day with Justice here, it's going to be a better deal for you at the end of the day, because what I want, pile number one, is for the power to be in your hands, for you to make the decision about what feels right for you and what feels best for you. And I get it. Like, you're excited, you're happy when you're around this person. There's a true feeling of intimacy between you two, okay? You know, there's a sexiness to the connection with Black Moon Lilith and building a mystery, this draw between you two, this mysterious, sexy draw between you two. And I get that you want to embrace it with full force and full, you know, rigor, pile number one. But I also think by taking a step back for some time for reflection and really thinking about, you know, your position in this situation and what you want to do, and approaching it with a clear head and giving it some time to sort itself out, I actually think is better. And I actually think at the end of the day puts you in more of like the power position, okay? And I do feel like with Temperance here that this person does need to work on balancing themselves and sorting themselves out here, pile number 1, okay? And yep, we've got the Death card here too. So they're going through some changes in their life, and they're going through like the shedding of an old skin and a releasing of an old identity, okay? And in the meantime, I do think it makes sense for you to do your own thing and to respect this person's process, do your own thing, and, you know, and see what happens, okay? And I do see a King of Pentacles here. I do see someone who's a little bit older, someone who's very like well-learned, very studious. I'm seeing the letter F and D, FD, okay? I see the letter I. And I see the number 31, okay? So, and I see the letter V and the letter J here. 9VJ or 9V is also another thing that I see, okay? But those are some of the things that I'm seeing here. And I do think there is possibility for reconciliation here. The thing I don't like is this suffering in silence. And, you know, I do think that, you know, there is a special connection you and this person share. And I do think you help make it all better for this person, and you help them feel better about themselves, and they feel safe and they feel connected to you and all this kinds of stuff. They find peace within your arms and within your presence. But I also think before you just like open the door, like totally and entirely to this person and completely like go with it, that you kind of spend some time reflecting and thinking about, you know, what your position is here, and, you know, what is this suffering in silence, and what is this, you know, there seems to be this remembering of a time where things were better, or this remembering of a time when things were really beautiful and nice. But if you truly are suffering because of certain things right now, pile number 1, this person definitely misses being in your arms, the sexual aspect, the connection, all of that. But it needs to be more than that. And it needs to be more of you. It can't be just more of you giving everything that you have, your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit. It has to be fair to you too, you know? And that's really what we see with the Justice card, and really contemplating with the Hangman, what's fair to me in this situation? Yes, I would love to see this person. Yes, it would be so exciting and happy and joyful and all of that. 9 of Cups, 9 of Wands. But, you know, at the same time, I have to think about what's fair for me and what's right for me. Because I feel like you're a nurturer, pile number 1, and like you're a mysterious, beautiful, nurturing type of a person. And people do find a sense of peace and contentment within you, but they also need to be contributing to that as well. You know, they need to step up their game too. So pile number 1, that is what I am getting for you. I do think reconciliation is possible, but I think it needs to be fair to you and needs to be, you know, after some reflection on what's fair and what's right for you, okay? Because I'd really like to see you set the terms of that. So pile number 1, that is what I am getting for you, my friends. I hope that that reading resonated for you, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, your comments, and your feedback. Let's move on to pile number 2. Okay. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the watermelon, and today's reading is called Will You Reconcile with This Person? And this was a subscriber request reading. Thank you so much. And we are going to go ahead and get into it. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. And let's check it out. Pile number 2. Stay kicking ass, pile number 2. Stay doing a wonderful job at life, my friends, in pile number 2, okay? You're doing a wonderful job at life, just so you know. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. I just heard if I do this, I don't want to make any mistakes. So maybe you guys were carefully studying something, or you were trying to put something together, or you're like, I want to finish this, or I want to do this. I'm just hesitant. I don't want to make any mistakes. So I am getting something about that, pile number 2. I also heard something about not wanting things to be just mediocre anymore. And I also get the energy of somebody like you telling someone off, or maybe telling someone, hey, I need you to do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. Now that could be your kid, that could be somebody at work, that could be, you know, a partner, whoever that is, a friend or a family member. Hey, I need this. You should be proud of yourself, pile number 2, for standing up for yourself that way if you went ahead and said something like that. Let's go ahead and get into this for pile number 2. Pile number 2 is will reconciliation happen with this person for pile number 2, please? Will reconciliation happen for pile number 2? 6 of Cups, I like that, just popped out. That's positive. Pile number 2. Let's see what else here. Will reconciliation just popped up when I was turning the cards over. We have the King of Wands. Yeah, that's the energy that I was getting with you guys. Like, you know, I need you, where it's almost like you guys were telling to someone, look, I need you to do at least this thing. I need you to, at the very least, I need you to do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. Or kind of like demanding that someone respect you, or saying at the very least, I expect you to, like that type of language. And so maybe you felt like saying that to someone recently, or that's been on the tip of your tongue, or you just feel like letting somebody know. For some of you, this could be a client or a customer or somebody that got out of line with you. And it's like, yeah, I'm not going to stand for that, you know? And so I love that energy, pile number 2. I love that very like strong, assertive energy. Let's go ahead and see what we have for your oracle cards, okay? Ooh, pile number 2. This has come up multiple times. I don't know why, but I have a huge deck of song lyrics. You see how big it is here? Pile number 2, look at that, right? Look at how big it is, the King of Wands, right? I'm talking about how big is it, the King of Wands. But anyway, we've got Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake. This keeps coming up. It says, I'm bringing sexy back. You motherfuckers watch how I attack. If that's your girl, better watch your back, because you're burning up for me, and that's a fact. All right, the King of Wands, you're burning up for me, and that's a fact. So let's go ahead and see. Ooh, we've got the 9 of Wands and spiritual strength. There we go. We've got patience and planning, the 7 of Pentacles. Hey now. We've got the 4 of Cups, discontent and boredom, okay? I feel like this is this person, pile number 2. I'm already getting an energy that this person is like wanting to bring sexy back. They're wanting and imagining a reconciliation with you. And frankly, they've been bored and they haven't been satisfied with their life, and things have really sucked since they haven't been around you. Life has just been like a limp, you know what, pile number 2. It's been like a limp, but for this person, and you know, they're like, if I put in the work and I really put my back into it, I'm guessing I could get pile number 2 to reconcile with me. So, you know, let's see what we got here. We've got balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment, okay? Balance. We have Mercury, Neptune, okay? And here's the thing, pile number 2, is this person has felt a lot of discontentment, and I feel like they really hate giving up on things. They really, really, really don't like giving up on things. And they want to keep, I feel like they want to keep working for something here, or as long as you kind of give them something to work for, they want to work for it, you know? And without something to work for, I feel like they feel very bored or very like lame about their life. But here's the thing, pile number 2, that I feel like what's a sticking point for you with the Mercury Neptune is I can't have this person like promising me the world or telling me like a bunch of things that I want to hear, or like, you know, appealing to like my fantasies in this situation. I need them to come at me with the truth, and I need them to be, I need this person to get real with me, you know, and I need them to like, you know, because in their mind, they're like, well, I'm trying, baby, you know, with the spiritual strength, the patience, and the planning. I'm waiting for the right moment, and I've been trying, and I've been wanting to talk to you, and life is boring and sucks without you. And it's like, well, then why did you lie? Or why did you, you know, why are you making it harder for your, ooh, pile number 2, I just got a pain in my right side. That's interesting. Like a little bit above my hip on the right side of my body. Interesting. Okay, like when that happens during readings, and I haven't experienced anything like that during the day, it tells me somebody could be having pain on the right side of their body, or their right hip, or their right above on their lower back on the side of their right hip. But anyway, pile number 2. So here's the thing. It's like, okay, if you want to like work for it, and you want to toil and work and sweat, gonna make you sweat, right? Then I need you to be very straightforward with me. I need you not to like promise me more things than you can give to me. And I need you to like be straight up with what you're working towards. And, you know, this person may put a lot of effort and energy into their work, or into their hobbies, works, routines, the things that they do. But, you know, and they may promise you like, oh, I'm going to take you here, or hey, beautiful, I'm going to take you there. Or one day we're going to go do XYZ. Like one day I'm going to sweep you off your feet, and we're going to, you know, blah, 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 right? And it's like, okay, okay, well, and I feel like you're like, well, okay then, put your money where your mouth is, King of Wands, you know? You're like, if that's how you're gonna talk to me and that's what you're gonna say, then step up to the plate. But if you can't step up to the plate that way, then don't be misrepresenting yourself to me either. Like, be real with me is what I feel you guys are saying. And the whole thing is balance, right? It's not like, you know, nobody is perfect, and nobody lives in a perfect state of harmony. And I feel what you guys want is this person to not throw you off. It's like, if you make plans with me and we're going to do XYZ 1, 2, 3, or we agree to talk, or we're going to do this, don't like act like you didn't know, or don't act like you didn't make the plan, or don't act like you didn't, you know, suggest something or whatever. Like, don't act like we didn't talk about that. Don't act like you didn't mention it. And the thing is, I don't like so much about Mercury Neptune is like the gaslighting aspect of it. Now, I'm not saying that this person is doing this on purpose. We still have a lot more reading left to go here, pile number 2, like that they're a quote unquote gaslighter. I don't know, maybe there are. We'll see as the reading goes on. But the thing I don't like is I don't like people making promises that they can't keep, and I don't like this type of thing going on. And it kind of feels like there may be an element of this where there's big talk or big game, or like hyping up something in the future that's going to be really cool or whatever. But it's like, okay, where is it at? You know, we have, Saturn. Where's it at? Saturn. Saturn's like, put your money where your mouth is, and don't make me promises that you can't keep, because you'll disappoint me. And here's the thing, like, I feel like you guys are sick of being disappointed, and you're sick of people like talking a big game or selling a big story to you, but it's not reality, you know? And you're a little skeptical, I feel, pile number 2, because you're like, I'll believe it when I see it, you know? There's a little bit of skepticism, and Mercury, Neptune doesn't really want anything to do with skepticism, not whatsoever. And Saturn does have to do with, you know, renouncing things, being skeptical, I'll believe it when I see it, like, you know, that type of attitude. And I feel like we have age and Saturn return here, so perhaps some of you are at your Saturn return in your 30s, or even some of you who are watching this who are a little older, and you're like, at my fucking age, I cannot deal with the fakery or the false promises. Like, just be true, balance. Like, just say what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, don't give me this false story, whatever, because, you know, and honestly, pile number 2, I feel like sometimes this person may overpromise sometimes because they're ashamed sometimes in their life. I feel like this person has dealt with shame, or the fact that they feel like they're not doing enough, or they're not providing enough, or they should be working harder or doing more, but yet they're discontent and bored because they feel like all they do is just muscle their way through life at times. And they really love getting lost in the fantasy and the idea of, you know, you and them together. But I feel like at this point, you guys are kind of pissed because you're like, well, don't drag me along on this fucking dusty highway. Like, you know, tell me what's going on here. And I don't blame you, pile number 2. Here it is, okay? And look at the picture on the heart. So take a look. Maybe the person on the heart looks like somebody you're dealing with. I also see like a blonde-haired guy with a lot of hair and wearing brown boots. And I also see this fellow here as well, but with darker hair. But it says, don't make decisions based on guilt. What do you think you should do? For it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Yeah, and that's the whole Mercury-Neptune thing. Like, don't make decisions based on what you think you should do, or, you know what I mean? And nobody should be telling you, that's a really tough way. If you're with a person that makes decisions out of guilt or out of a sense of expectation of the other person, how can you ever really be sure that that person is truly wanting to be there with you? And that's my problem with people like that. And perhaps that's your problem with people like that as well, pile number 2. It's like, you know, don't make these decisions and don't tell me you're making all these sacrifices and doing all this stuff out of guilt or on my behalf. You know, if you want to be here, then be here for me, right? And, you know, balance has to come in relationships where it's like we don't have somebody who's putting in all the effort and then the other person who's saying they're putting in a lot of effort, but in truth, their effort is really going to 100 other places, work, instead of with you, right? And it's like, nobody wants to have to guilt another person to be around them. Like, nothing pisses me off more than that. And pile number 2, I can't stand being guilted. I don't know how you feel about being guilted, but the whole energy of guilt is not a sexy thing. And it says, don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do. And do what is good for you in being true to yourself. And only in being true to yourself can you really be true for others. And that's where this person really needs to face the reality, okay, pile number 2, and really look at themselves and go like, am I just agreeing to things out of, you know, because I'm too tired and I just want to push the discussion to another day? You know, it's a lot of excuses as well, I feel, pile number 2. And here's the thing. And I feel like you guys are demanding transparency with this King of Wands. It's like, and you're getting pissed because it's like, don't be lying to me about whatever. Give it to me straight. Now, I've said this a million times, pile number 2. You guys are like, we get it, Natalie. But I mean, I'm just saying, and I feel like there is frustration here as well. And maybe somebody feels like they've been repeating themselves multiple times, asking for the same thing. It's not happening. It's getting irritating. But here we have the Ankh, purpose of life. You have so much to live for. And I think this is for you guys too, because, you know, if you've put a lot of mental energy into this, or it's like, God, this has been such a long, harassing type of a situation, it just won't let off of me, you know? Spirit is just saying, like, you guys, your purpose of life is so much greater than just this situation. And it's saying you have so much to live for. And I think that's what we all want to feel, right? And what's the purpose of this? And why are we doing this is a question that I have, right? Because if it's a cycle of torturing oneself and then feeling guilty and then lying to the other person so they feel better, but then they're not telling the truth, that doesn't work, you know? And I think you're seeing that for what it is. And there is a whole big world out there that is just, that's much bigger than this situation. You know what I mean, pile number 2? We have Queen of Pentacles. Look at your beautiful self holding it down. Oh, pile number 2. This has been breaking your heart, my loves. We have the High Priestess. It's like, I feel like you guys are saying, I can act like I don't care, but I actually do care. And I am trying to keep myself busy, and I am trying to dial in to my purpose in life, but I'm sensitive and thinking about how I gave so much to this situation and was so down in this situation and showed up time and time again actually breaks my heart. And I feel like maybe some of you are a little mad at yourself, pile number 2. And it's like, God, I can't believe I put up with that for so long, or this type of thing. And I also feel like you guys are saying, I'm not the person that I was before. You know, I'm not the person that I was before, particularly for those of you that were very like dedicated mothers or very dedicated friends, you know, sisters, daughters, friends, employees, whatever you got going on. They're very, very dedicated, but it's like, it seems like no one really cares, or it seems like no one really appreciates it. 3 of Swords, okay? And I feel like you guys are just at this point now where it's like, I feel it's hard for you guys in a way, pile number 2, because there is maybe a secret part of yourself that wishes this situation was different. And maybe at times it's hard for you because you're trying to stay busy and you don't want to think about the past or the things that happened in the past with this situation. But every once in a while, the thought comes up in your head and it irritates you and it hurts, you know, and it's painful because it's like, I gave and I gave and I gave to this situation. And what did I get? This lousy fucking t-shirt. Great. You know, and I feel you're sensitive to that, pile number 2. And it's okay if you're feeling kind of prickly or sensitive about that. And it's okay to acknowledge your feelings about that, okay? And we have the King of Cups here. And here it is, okay? This person is to your right, is in front of you. And the situation that's been behind you is to your left here with this Queen of Pentacles and this 3 of Swords. And here's the thing, pile number 2. I think this person would love to show you they care. I think they would love to come in and sweep you off your feet and be Mr. or Mrs. Prince or Princess Charming. I feel like this person would, I feel like they're like, well, I still have feelings for you, King of Cups, and I still care about you and I still have these feelings for you and all this stuff. But you're looking back at the past and you're looking at what happened and it's not okay. And here's the thing, I do think that this person will try to reconcile with you or wants to try to reconcile with you. But the thing I'm getting is the way that somebody treated somebody else in their past or treated you in the past has a lot of bearing on who they are today. Now, I'm not saying that you can't like forgive this person and emotionally move on and cleanse yourself from the situation. But I also feel like if you hear from this person, if they email you, if they text you, if they reach out to you, if they try to make a move to get close to you again, there's just something about it that you don't trust, okay? Saturn is right in the middle of this reading, and so is Mercury, Neptune. There's something you do not trust about what this person is saying to you, the apology that they're giving to you, or the promises that they're quote unquote giving to you, because you've been in that situation before. It broke your heart. It wasn't for you. And so, you know, I think this person would love to try to find some kind of a reconciliation with you. Or pile number 2, I think they would love to say that they're working on a reconciliation for you, because this person may like to be a martyr in how they talk about things. Mercury, Neptune, like, I'm trying, I'm pushing my hardest, right? 9 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, I'm pushing my hardest to show pile number 2 that I want this reconciliation, or I've worked, and even if they're not showing you right now, it's like, I've worked so hard to show pile number 2 that I love them and I care about them. And it's like, well, why is my heart constantly breaking? Why do I constantly not believe you? Why do I carry with me the memory, High Priestess, the memory of these things? Then why do I feel that way? And why does that exist in the past then? And yeah, so, and also pile number 2, if there's somebody that's trying to get with you, but you know their history and you know the way they've treated their partners in the past, and you're not okay with that, I completely get it. And you're like, I don't know, like, I'm not really into it. I know how you were in the past, even though it wasn't with me. I don't like it. I'm not into it. Pile number 2, I support you in that. Also, I feel you guys could meet somebody else too, or talk to somebody else. But here's the thing. I feel like you're mainly focused on yourself and your work right now, whether that's spiritual work, emotional work, you know, day-to-day career work, etc., etc. Some of you may be picking yourselves up after a heartbreak, or after, you know, needing to pick back up after a financial setback or after a heartbreak. And it's a lot to think about, you know, letting this person back in, because they're not that mentally balanced. Mercury, Neptune, okay? And you're working on mentally being balanced. And something about this situation isn't sitting right with you. The High Priestess, 3 of Swords, it's not sitting right with you. It's not really sitting right with me either. I'm not saying that this person is a horrible person, pile number 2. I just don't like their track record with you. I'm not a fan of it. And I can appreciate that they're thinking that they're working so hard, or they've worked so hard in this situation with you. But at the end of the day, it's not adding up, you know? 2 plus 3 doesn't equal 8. It's not adding up. Like, and that's where the Saturn skepticism comes in on your guys' part, where you're like, it's not, the math isn't mathing. It's not adding up for me, and something feels off for me. And so I do think reconciliation is possible, in the sense that this person may want to try to reconcile with you, but I don't know if that's, I don't know, pile number 2. I don't really think that's, I don't know. I'm not loving it as an option for you. I gotta be honest, I'm not loving it, okay? And I think you could bring sexy back with somebody much more, you know, much more akin to your liking than this person. And so pile number 2, that is what I'm gonna leave it with there, my friends. Thank you so much for coming to your reading, and bless you. Let's move on to pile number 3. Okay. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the Eggplant, and today's reading is called, Will You Reconcile with This Person? This was a subscriber request reading. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Thank you for all your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. Muchas gracias. Pile number 3. I have no idea how to speak Spanish. Thank you very much, pile number 3. I wish I knew how to speak more Spanish. Let's go ahead and get into it. Merci beaucoup, pile number 3, okay? Let's go ahead. I wish I knew how to speak more languages. Can you speak a lot of languages, pile number 3? Let's go ahead and see. Let's see if we get any channeled messages. Spirit feels like talking today or what? I see somebody like playing kickball or kicking a ball around, or maybe someone played sports or soccer when they were younger, or loved soccer or played hoops or some type of ball when they were younger. Let me see what, aw. I'm seeing somebody wearing big glasses and kicking a soccer ball, wearing like, you know, a kid, like a little girl who wore glasses, or a kid who wore big glasses and kicked around a soccer ball, all right? So pile number 3, that's pretty sweet imagery. Let's see what else we have here. I just heard something about a bento box, okay? A bento box, maybe, I don't know. Isn't that Japanese food, I want to say? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had anything like that. Maybe you guys had something you ordered out or something Japanese. Let's see what else. Pile number 3. Anything else for pile number 3, please? Okay, I just got something about a born again Christian. Maybe you know someone who's a born again Christian, or you were a born again Christian at one point, or you have a family member who is, or a parent who is. Pile number 3, interesting energy. You're watching a tarot reading. Maybe you just were talking about this or watching a movie about this, and you're like, I'm not a Christian, but whatever. No matter who you are, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. Maybe you're watching a movie about that. But let's see, will there be reconciliation with this person? Will there be reconciliation with this person? Okay. Well, there's the Empress, so you are high up on somebody's pedestal, pile number 3. Also, I just heard blue jays and hawks, okay? Blue jays and hawks. Let's go ahead and see here for pile number 3, please, Spirit. Let's go ahead and see. Will there be reconciliation? Will there be? Can't rush it, you know? Pile number 3, sometimes you just gotta wait for the right moment. We have 8 of Swords here, okay? So pile number 3, let's get your oracle cards first. We have 7 Days by Craig David is your song, okay? Woo, interesting. It says Monday, took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday. And on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, we chilled on Sunday. I met this girl on Monday. And this is a song called 7 Days by Craig David. And it basically is just saying, I met this girl, I took her for a drink on Tuesday, we got it on Wednesday, and we chilled for the rest of the week together. And just saying, like, I met this girl on Monday, but we did everything. So maybe you got some situation going on where you met somebody and you got a little fresh with it or freaky with it, pile number 3. We have throat chakra. Hello, how you doing? We have light of the sun card. I like that. Ooh, pile number 3. We've got the throat chakra, the heart chakra, and the sun. Okay now, well, woo, that's a lot of vibing. That is a lot of vibing between you and another individual here. We have surrender. I can release my need to control. Now, here's what I'm getting, pile number 3. Like, I mean, surrender is very, you know, sexual in a lot of ways too, but like, you know, it's like meeting someone, being really turned on and, you know, lit up. The sun card, like really happy, lit up, like, woo, this is hot. Okay, and then the heart chakra, ooh, we love that. Opening up the heart chakra, talking. It's like you're talking to this person. We're sharing everything. We're opening up to each other. It's like, whoa, this is really cool. This is really exciting. And, you know, this is like getting into it with somebody rather quickly, like getting to know someone rather quickly and getting those vibes rather quickly. But with the 8 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, it's like, now what? You know, like where are we at now and now what? And, you know, the 8 of Swords can definitely be an energy of overthinking. It's represented by Jupiter and Gemini, and it is the Lord of shortened force. And it can be where our mind is like, telling ourselves multiple stories on top of multiple stories. And we're just really overthinking things. And, you know, there is this very like opening, heart-centered, talking, sharing, you know, lighting up, hot, sexy, you know, the sun card, all of that. It's hot, hot, hot. But I'm releasing my need to control, okay? So perhaps the overthinking and the over, like, you know, having a nice experience, but then overthinking it and overanalyzing it is happening. We have Mars, Jupiter. Ooh, boy. Pile number 3. That popped off really quickly, didn't it? And that was like, ooh, that was spicy and fun and, you know, hopping into bed right away, whatever you're doing, whatever you got going on, feelings coming up right away, big, you know, energy, feeling like very excited. Mars, Jupiter is like, I haven't felt this excited for a while and I am turned on, honey, okay? So that's interesting. Going really far, really fast could also be something with that. We have, ooh, child now, pile number 3. We have the 5th house and creativity. You know, interestingly, Mars, Jupiter in the 5th house, Mars, Jupiter can sometimes have to do with the moment of conception, or, you know, that's baby making going on there, or the moment of birth or the birth of a child, okay? And the 5th house in astrology does have to do with children. So if you guys aren't wanting to have, and I'll tell you what this looks like, pile number 3. This looks like an egg, like, you know, like an egg, like a woman's egg with a bunch of stuff floating around in it, okay? So if you're not trying to get pregnant, pile number 3, oh Lord, I mean, are you? What's going on? I mean, what is going on, pile number 3? You'll let me know in the comments, I'm sure, but it's like this is popping off really fast and it's really fun. It's really exciting. Everybody's like down to clown, pile number 3. Everyone's having a good time. And, but, you know, you can see the happy face and then the crying face. So it's like, oh my God, we're having so much fun. But then now what? Oh my God, I'm not sure. I also see somebody's nose is running, or somebody has a runny nose here as well. But anyway, pile number 3, and somebody in this connection could be an artist or into the arts or into entertainment, or you met this person through some type of artistic entertainment or venture, or perhaps through playing a sport as well, because Mars Jupiter can definitely be like sports and, you know, really like somebody who's really like extra motivated and extra sporty as well. And that's so interesting because I was getting somebody who played soccer or hoops or ball, and a little kid with glasses, like kicking around a soccer ball. Like I was seeing that in the channeled messages. And somebody here maybe does have a child that plays sports, or, you know, that could be it too, pile number 3. But definitely that is coming up. And the 5th house is also the house where we keep our love toys and our pleasures in the 5th house, and the things that make us feel nice and feel good. And so, yeah, there is a lot of that going on here. Now look at this heart right here, pile number 3. Look at the girl with the closed eyes and the pink butterflies around her. Now, even though she's had, he or she, or however you consider yourself, pile number 3, watching this reading, but this person has had a very nice night, but is feeling sad or feeling like, I don't know if I'm going to see this person or talk to them again. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, we did go to this crazy level and it was so much fun and it did feel so good, but I feel like I'm paying for it now and I feel weird now, or I feel kind of bad now. Let's see what the card says. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right, okay? Do what feels right. Deep in your heart, the heart chakra, okay? Deep in your heart, you already know the answer, throat chakra. Do what feels right. And maybe you did that in the moment. Maybe you did what felt right in the moment and you did surrender and you did go with the excitement and the jovial, you know, thrill of the moment, and everybody's feeling good and it's going quick and it's spicy and all of that. Mars, Jupiter can also represent like a lot of conquest or like conquering something. And yeah, so let's see what else. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. We have here Virgo. Wow, pile number 3. So somebody in the connection here could be a Virgo or have Virgo in their chart, but it says service to others, responsible, and a hard worker, okay? And so I also feel like, I mean, Virgos can be a little bit of germaphobes sometimes, not all, okay? Not all, some are very messy, but you know, also Virgos may, well, it depends, right? Because I don't want to label all Virgos the same way, but a lot of Virgos may overthink sometimes. And it's like, okay, we hooked up, we did this, we did that. Should I have done that? Was that the right choice? You know, does this person feel the same way about me? Like overthinking things, overanalyzing things, making yourself nervous, like, you know, too many things, too many thoughts going on, okay? I mean, I do feel like this person thinks that, you know, you're a very beautiful person, very nice smelling, well-groomed, good hygiene, you know, amazing time with you, truly like a heart-centered, throat, like great conversation, throat chakra, heart chakra, feels really nice, feels really good to be connected to you. And then the sun, right? Like, wow, special, like a feeling of being special or feeling like you shared a very special moment with someone. And I do feel like this person thinks that you're a great conversationalist, a great listener. You know, you have a great vocabulary, you're a smart person, you've got an open heart, you're a light in the world, you're a special person, you're artistic, creative, talented, you know, all this kind of stuff. So I feel like they have a lot of positive, like they have nothing bad to say about you, pile number 3, but let's say what else we have here. We have the Tower, oh my God, crazy. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Oh boy, what did I just do? We've got the 9 of Pentacles, there you go. Ooh boy, we've got the Emperor. Look at that. Okay. Pile number 3, very interesting. Now, here is what I am getting. Like some of you may feel like that, you know, pile number 3, I'm getting multiple situations here. So you're gonna have to go with me because I'm getting multiple things. I'm getting one situation where you're thinking about like your parents and how they would see this situation, and you're thinking, me and this person have this huge attraction to each other, but my parents wouldn't understand this connection, or they don't want me to be with this person, or they wouldn't like this, okay? So I am seeing, for those of you that are younger, where your parents want to see you with a particular type of a person, and this person doesn't really fit, you know, that particular type of a person. I see like, you know, I see this very like impulsive, daring choice that really lights things on fire and has the ability to change things, particularly if there is a pregnancy. So I have to say that. The second thing that I'm getting, pile number 2 or pile number 3, is if you know there is another person here, okay? And like if this person's a little older than you and there was someone who's their age, but you're the younger person, I'm also seeing like, you know, I'm seeing something here. Pile number 3, for those of you where this was oopsie shit, this went too far, this is naughty, this is bad, like we hooked up or we did something, but this person has someone else in their life. I do feel like, you know, this person finding out about the connection between you and this other person does have the power to destroy somebody's marriage or destroy somebody's relationship. I'm also seeing that, pile number 3. So I just have to say that too. This is a very powerful connection that has the ability to upset some people, pile number 3, whether you're an older age or younger age, whether you give a shit about what your parents think or not. This connection does have the power to, especially people who are more traditional and want to see you with somebody like more your own age, or want to see you with somebody different than this person, whether it's your parents or your friends or whoever. This connection has a power to really shake things up. Okay, pile number 3, like it really, really does. And I can see you getting in the middle of another situation and kind of it blows up. Now I just have to say that, pile number 3, because that's something that I'm getting here. And here's the thing, like, I think that this person would absolutely love to see you again. And I think, you know, they're very turned on by you. They think you're very sexy. They like you a lot. But I do think that there's a very unpredictable aspect to this connection, pile number 3. And it may be off-putting to more traditional people. It may be off-putting to another person in your life. It just may have the ability to upset some people, okay? And who those people are all going to be different. You know, maybe some of you are like, yeah, no, I mean, I don't think my mother would approve of this person, or I don't think my grandmother would approve of this person. They're older than me, or they are a certain way that I'm not, you know, or something like that. Like there is an energy here of maybe family not approving. But I also feel like you're an independent person, pile number 3, and you're your own person. And so regardless of what anybody thinks, you're going to do it. And you have this very, like, you know, independent streak to yourself, no matter who you are or how old you are. You are one of those people that if somebody tells you you can't do something or you can't have something, you're like, bet, watch me, you know. I'm not going to be like, don't put your shit on me, is what I feel, pile number 3. Like you're one of those people that's like, if you try to put your expectations on me, I'll blow your mind every time, okay? And I do feel like this person likes that about you and thinks that, you know, you're very exciting, very sexy. They love your figure. I can see that there. And it's not like you're not busy or you don't have things in your life going on too. I do think, here's the thing, pile number 3. I don't really know if you're in like a situation, like the question is, will you reconcile with this person? Okay. For those of you that just met someone and got down and dirty with them and you're like, I'm overthinking things, I don't know if they're going to call me back. Like, that's not really a reconciliation question, pile number 3. God love ya. That's not really a reconciliation question. That's more of like an overthinking question. And I do think you'll see this person again, because I mean, obviously, like, boom, you know, it went well. And if that's your situation and you're like, yeah, you know, like, we laid it down together, we had a damn good time. I mean, I think you can and you will see this person again. But for those of you who've been with someone for a long time and someone else came in between your connection, I feel this is something that you're gonna have to deal with, you know, because I feel like this third element isn't really going away, okay? And I feel that there is a very unpredictable aspect of this situation, and everyone's looking at the Emperor, wondering what this Emperor is gonna do. The Emperor is the one that kind of has control. Now, this Emperor may like to have control, and the energy is, I can release my need to control, okay? And, you know, letting someone else be in control can kind of be sexy. It's like, if you're used to being the one always in control and you're sick of that, pile number 3, and you want to meet somebody who has like swagger and has, you know, skill and swagger and confidence and stealth and, you know, is kind of like taking charge of you and is being the more dominating one, and you're like, okay, I'll allow it. Like, you know, I'm always the one having to do everything. That's cool. I'll allow it. Like, I want you to dominate or whatever. I'm happy to let you, you know, you want to control? All right, here you go. Here's control. Like, give it to me, you know, that type of thing. If that's the space that you're in and you're releasing control and it's a cute, sexy thing, I'm all for it. But I also think for those of you that are like a little bit more of control freaks and you do like to have control in situations, there is something about this situation that's very unpredictable with the Tower. And if you're a person that likes the Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, that likes predictability, that likes situations to be standard and predictable and things like that, you're not really going to get that with this person. They like to keep things on their toes. They like to, they are very structured about certain things in their life, but in other parts of their life, they're very much like calling the shots and doing things the way they want to do them. And, you know, there could be some like conflicts or, you know, heated moments that come up because of that. And, you know, I think the best thing for you to do, I do think you're going to see this person again. And if you just had like a crazy, wild, good time and now you're just overthinking things, then no need to watch any reconciliation readings, pile number 3, because I think you're going to see this person again. But my advice to you is to be independent, be confident, you know, let this you know, let them be sexy, let them have control, let them do their thing for once. Like, I feel with Virgo here, it's always you guys having to do everything. So let this person take control. Let them, you know, lead you into the forest of your desires, pile number 3. But at the same time, keep your independence, keep your things that are for you, and, you know, keep investing in yourself. There is a certain amount of unpredictable, uncontrollable lightning energy with the Tower here in this connection. And you know, maybe you've got some of that in your own soul too. And you're like, I'm here to stir up some trouble too, Natalie. And it's like, okay, pile number 3, keep stirring the pot, baby. I like it. But at the same time, I do feel like, you know, there is this connection with the mind, throat chakra, speaking, talking, learning from each other, and the heart. Like, we get each other, we understand each other. And this person thinking you're a special person, they're attracted to you, all these things. But if there are other people involved in this, pile number 3, and there's other elements involved in this, it could become very unpredictable. That's why I'm saying just keep like your own independence and keep your own stuff up, and don't give everything you have over to this person. I'm not saying it's horrible, it's wrong, it's bad. I'm not judging pile number 3. I'm just saying, like, keep your own independence and keep, you know, keep your chin up, kid, pile number 3, like that type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, keep it locked in for yourself. Keep working on your goals, your dreams, the things you're working on. And, you know, whether this person comes around or not, great. But at the end of the day, you're still doing you. And, you know, it depends on your appetite for unpredictable things. If you have a very low appetite for that, but you like the sexiness of it, you may have to really think about, like, is this something that I want in the long run or not? Okay. But I do think you're going to see this person again. I mean, I don't see how they could really stay away from you after all this stuff that happened. You know what I mean? But like, pile number 3, that is what I am getting for you, my friends. That is what I see. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you all the best and take care now.